Yashodanandana Vrajadana Ranjana Jamunatira Vanachari Jamunatira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janna Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Janna Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Vrajajana Randana Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yamunatira Yamunatira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jayam Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajagacharya Ashtotara Shakta Abai Charanaravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai Iskcon Mayapur Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Jayam Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajagacharya Ashtotara Shakta Sri Srinath Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Prem Se Kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Sri Sri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinata Shyama Kunda Radha Kundagiri Govardhan Ki Jai Sri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai Sri Navadvip Dham Ki Jai Ganga Mai Ki Jai Yamuna Mai Ki Jai Tulasi Devi Ki Jai Bhakti Devi Ki Jai Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga. So this will be a challenge. Yes, Kant Sudharak for the Kanta. Let's see whether this will do something. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, chapter 8. Lord Krishna shows his universal form, text 24. And also we do 25 translations, purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. So, do we have a Sanskrit scholar here? We have a V, lilav, because normally you do the whole line, and you, with the antar, goes together, but we are not chanting one whole line, so we should do lilau. But you can tell us whether we should do lilau or lilav. This is going like... Oh, I see. Okay. Indian technology. Can you do it like this? And okay, like this. It's good. Anyway, I will do lilau because that's actually what it is, because we are not chanting the whole line. Ryayangana darshaniya kumara lilau. Ryayangana darshaniya kumara lilau. Antarvrajeta abala pragrihita puchchai. Antarvrajeta abala pragrihita puchchai. Vatsairitas-tadubhavanu krishyamano. Vatsairitas-tata ubhavanu krishyamano. Prekshantya ujhita griha jarishur hasantyaha. Prekshantya ujhita griha jarishur hasantyaha. Yaryangana darshaniya kumara lilau. Antarvrajeta dabala pragrihita puchchai. Vatsairitas-tata ubhavanu krishyamano. Prekshantujita griha jarishur hasantyaha. Ladies? No. Aryangana darshaniya. Yarhi. When? Angana darshaniya. Visible only to the ladies within the house. Kumara Leelao. The pastimes of Sri Krishna and Balaram exhibited as children. Antag Vraje. Within the inside of Vraja. In the house of Nanda Maharaj. Tat. At that time. Avala. All the ladies. Pragrihita Puchchai. The ends of their tails having been caught by Krishna and Balaram. Vatsai, by the calves. Itatata, here and there. Ubhau, both Krishna and Balaram. Anukrishyamano, being dragged. Prikshantyaha, seeing such things. Ujhita, given up. Griha, their household affairs. Yarishu, enjoyed very much. Hasantyaha, while laughing. Translation. Within the house of Nanda Maharaj, the cowherd ladies would enjoy seeing the pastimes of the babies, Rama and Krishna. The babies would catch the ends of the calves' tails, and the calves would drag them here and there. When the ladies saw these pastimes, they certainly stopped their household activities and laughed and enjoyed the incidents. Purport. While crawling in curiosity, Krishna and Balaram would sometimes catch the ends of the tails of calves. The calves, feeling that someone had caught them, would begin to flee here and there. And the babies would hold on very tightly, being afraid of how the calves were moving. The calves, seeing that the babies were holding them tightly, would also become afraid. Then the ladies would come to rescue the babies and gladly laugh. This was their enjoyment. Now the ladies are laughing, the men are just sitting. This is strange stuff. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Shrimad Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Sarasvate Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavari Shatya Desha Tarine. Hey Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Kriye Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanang Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Simple life. Huh? This was their enjoyment. They didn't need Facebook and for hours going from one page to the next page, seeing what's going on. Just observe the babies, Krishna and Balaram, being dragged by some calves through the dirt of Vrindavan. This is their enjoyment. So we have become so advanced that if we are offered this kind of enjoyment, probably will not very much inclined to accept, right? But this is not ordinary, so therefore we'll see next verse, which goes together with this one, and then Shukadeva Goswami changes subject. So text 25, Shingryagni Dhangstriyasi Jaladvija Kantakebhya Krida Paravati Chalao Svasutau Nishedhum Griyanti Kartum Apiyatra Nataj Jananyao Shikata Apaturalam Manaso Navastham. When Mother Yashoda and Rohini were unable to protect the babies from calamities threatened by horned cows, by fire, by animals with claws and teeth, such as monkeys, dogs, and cats, and by thorns, swords, and other weapons on the ground, they were always in anxiety, and their household engagements were disturbed. At that time, they were fully equipoised in the transcendental ecstasy known as the distress of material affection, for this was aroused within their minds. Purport. All these pastimes of Krishna and the great enjoyment exhibited by the mothers are transcendental. Nothing about them is material. They are described in the Brahma Samhita as Ananda Chinmaya Rasa. In the spiritual world, there is anxiety, there is crying, and there are other feelings similar to those of the material world. But because the reality of these feelings is in the transcendental world, of which this world is only an imitation, Mother Yashoda and Rohini enjoyed them transcendentally. So this is the reality, Ananda Chinmaya Rasa, and whatever we have here is an imitation. But it is similar, and therefore Srila Prabhupada explains also that if you want to know how Krishna is, you study yourself. Because we are little sample, editions, sample editions of God. Yes, very small, tiny, but qualitatively, practically the same. There's a few qualities we don't have that Krishna are exclusively for Krishna, but generally, like the drop of water and the ocean, qualitatively there's no difference. So yes, here we know anxiety, crying, and so many other emotions, and these feelings are similar to those who are actually in their original pure condition in the spiritual world. And we're going to read one more purport, where Prabhupada explains this very nicely in the 8th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna says, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, this is 8th chapter 22, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is greater than all, is attainable by unalloyed devotion. Although he is present in his abode, he is all-pervading, and everything is situated within him. Purport. It is here clearly stated that the supreme destination from which there is no return is the abode of Krishna, the Supreme Person. The Brahma Samhita describes this supreme abode as Ananda Chinmaya Rasa, a place where everything is full of spiritual bliss. All the variegatedness manifest there is of the quality of spiritual bliss. Nothing there is material. That variegatedness is expanded as the spiritual expansion of the Supreme Godhead Himself, for the manifestation there is totally of the spiritual energy, as explained in chapter 7. As far as this material world is concerned, although the Lord is always in His supreme abode, He is nonetheless all-pervading by His material energy. So by His spiritual and material energies, He is present everywhere, both in the material and in the spiritual universes. Yasyantaksthani means that everything is sustained within Him, within either His spiritual or material energy. The Lord is all-pervading by these two energies. To enter Krishna's supreme abode, or the innumerable Vaikuntha planets, this is possible only by bhakti, in devotional service, as clearly indicated here by the word bhaktya. No other process can help one attain that supreme abode. The Vedas, Gopala Tapani Upanishad 121, also describe the supreme abode and the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Eko Vashi Sarvaga Krishna. In that abode there is only one Supreme Personality of Godhead whose name is Krishna. He is the Supreme Merciful Deity, and although situated there as one, He has expanded Himself into millions and millions of plenary expansions. The Vedas compare the Lord to a tree standing still, yet bearing many varieties of fruits, flowers, and changing leaves. The plenary expansions of the Lord who preside over the Vaikuntha planets are four-armed, and they are known by a variety of names: Purushottama, Trivikrama, Keshava, Madhava, Aniruddha, Rishikesha, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, Sridhara, Vasudeva, Damodar, Janardana, Narayana, Vamana, Padmanabha, etc. The Brahma Samhita also confirms that although the Lord is always in the supreme abode Goloka Vrindavan, He is all-pervading, so that everything is going on nicely. Goloka eva nivasatya kilatma bhuta. As stated in the Vedas, Shvetashvatara Upanishad 6.8, Parasya Shaktya Vividhaiva Shruyate Svabhaviki Jnana Bala Kriya Cha. His energies are so expansive that they systematically conduct everything in the cosmic manifestation without a flaw, although the Supreme Lord is far, far away. So, hearing these pastimes, even when Krishna is a baby, causes spiritual bliss. This is the nature of Krishna. In Nectar of Devotion, Srila Prabhupada, in the beginning, he states that Krishna is like a sugar puppet. Wherever you taste, doesn't matter where, it's sweet. So all of Krishna's pastimes are of this nature. They're very sweet, and therefore they are also very attractive. We all look for sweetness. Sometimes the chili is okay, but not too much. Sweetness, basically, you can't get enough. It's not very good for the body, but the tongue doesn't mind to taste sweetness again and again in different varieties. So our nature is like that. We are attracted actually by sweetness. And in the material world, this is also there in a perverted reflection. And the same practically thing occurs when there are small babies. Those who have had small babies, maybe some of you probably, you may remember, well, if you still have them, you can still enjoy a little bit. When they grow up, things change. Isn't it?
We all know that. I had 4 of them, so I know. When they're small, let's say from, 0, practically, yes, we also enjoy when they're 0, when they just came out. But then, 2 to 5, 6, and then it starts, when they start to say no, then you know that's it. The time of enjoyment is finished. Now you have to fight. Huh? But when they're small like this, apparently here Krishna and Balaram, they're still very, very small. They're crawling. They're still in the crawling level. So then parents very much enjoy the behavior of such innocent, indefensive small creatures. So this is coming from the spiritual world, obviously. And those pastimes also are very attractive to the devotees. And when they hear about them, they may laugh, as you did when we read how the calves are dragging Krishna and Balaram through the dirt of Vrindavan. Yes, then the ladies laughed. This was their enjoyment. So if a materialistic person hears this description, they cannot relate to it, really. How somebody, first of all, how God can be a baby and, hold on to a calf's tail and then be dragged through the mud. That's like inconceivable. Prabhupada points out that this is one of the special features of Vaishnava theology, our tradition, that generally God is considered the father, but we can have God as a baby. And then you take care of him instead of always asking, please give me this, please give me that. That is generally the relationship. He's the supreme maintainer, that's true. And therefore all the living entities, eko, yovidadhati kaman, all their desires are fulfilled by the Supreme Lord. And then even if then one establishes a relationship with the Lord, one still just has that kind of relationship, always asking for something. Please give me this, please give me that. But the devotee, he can take a completely different position. He can take the position where the Lord apparently is completely dependent on him. Like Prabhupada says, Mother Yashoda will think, if I don't give Krishna to eat, he'll starve, he'll die. This is the feeling. So therefore when they play, later on this will happen, when they become a little older, like children do, they play and they don't come for lunch. They want to just continue to play, and then you have to call, and they will not come. Until, sometimes you have to drag them. You have to eat, otherwise, this is not good. So the same will happen with Krishna and Balaram. They will play, and Mother Yashoda has to call them, and then they don't come because they want to continue to play like that. So that is the position a devotee can have, that the Lord takes or accepts to be controlled by the Lord. Next chapter, I think, is beginning Damodar, Lila, 9. Let's see. Yes, the 9 is Mother Yashoda binds Lord Krishna. Unheard of. How can you bind God? Of course, in one purport, Prabhupada also explains, we know that she tries to bind him, and the, the cord? Rope. The rope is a little short. She gets more rope, which according to material calculation, if one rope is short 5 centimeters and you get one of 10 centimeters, definitely it's sufficient, right? And you have even 5 left over. Not with Krishna. You may get a rope even 50 centimeters, apparently 5 were missing, still it's short. How is that? You can get one of 50 kilometers, it will be short. Unless Krishna says, okay, then even if the rope is 5 centimeters short, you will be able to bind him. That is Krishna's prerogative. He decides, but he enjoys this type of pastime, and he will also exhibit these emotions, as we have heard in the purport. In the spiritual world, there's anxieties, there's crying, And there are other feelings similar to those in the material world. So Krishna will also cry. And it's not that it's just to show these tears, and he knows, well, actually I am God. Now I will just fake to cry, so they have something to write in the Srimad Bhagavatam. No, he actually cries, and he is anxiety, and Mother Yashoda is angry, and she will tie him up, and everything is supreme Ananda Chinmaya Rasa, complete enjoyment. So yes, we should become inspired by hearing these descriptions and become eager to exchange our material experience of having small babies with the spiritual experience of having Krishna and Balaram. Although you cannot take the position of Mother Yashoda, that is also explained, but one can have a position that is similar. And Krishna makes all kinds of arrangements to satisfy the desire of his devotees. This comes later on, when Brahma steals the boys and the calves and everything, then Krishna will expand, and he will take the form exactly, completely identical to those other children, and then they will be taken care of by their mothers, and in reality they are taking care of Krishna. So, very clever pastime. You cannot have me directly as a child, that's not possible, but you can have me, I will expand. I will do this, I will expand as apparently your son, and then you can, for a whole year, not just a little while, for a whole year, you can take care of me. So, yes, this is spiritual realm. Let's see. Anything? Why don't we just start to expand on this? Some comment, please, on Ananda Chinmaya Rasa. Otherwise, we'll look for... There's more quotes about it, but maybe we can start with some comments, questions about this. Yes, Maharaj, Krishna Kshetra Maharaj, my dear old friend from old times. Oh, we have an extra microphone. Fantastic. This has a button somewhere, maybe underneath.
Yes, I think we got it. Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Maharaj. I'm just marveling at Prabhupada's translation of verse 25.
Yeah, I hope not to get involved in this. I'm puzzled. Go on.
It's puzzling, and I'm just marveling at it. I don't think we have to.
We try to understand it. Maybe we can all together. I don't really understand it.
But it seems like a whole pile of paradoxes here, yes. Because it says, at that time they were fully equiposed in the transcendental ecstasy known as the distress of material affection.
Right.
And wait a minute. Material affection?
I know. Yeah.
Equiposed in the ecstasy of distress of material affection. That goes over my head. I'm wondering if Prabhupada is taking this from one of the commentators, but
possibly.
Yeah, we'd have to see, because it sounds like he's referring to some technical term, but yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. So there were always an anxiety. Well, maybe if we do by parts, we can get some understanding. I mean, first of all, they were all in anxiety, but we know this anxiety is not ordinary anxiety. It's actually spiritual bliss. And their household engagements were disturbed. We heard that is in the previous verse. They stopped their household affairs because they saw the babies being dragged by the calves, which already is like, yes, the impression and just seeing that, it arouses these, well, they're laughing. I mean, it's just they become ecstatic just by looking at Krishna and Balaram being dragged by the calves. But their household duties were disturbed. which is good. It's a good sign. Right?
Yes.
If you would go on,
good.
then it means you don't pay much attention. Or you say, stop it, I'm doing this. But they stop their duties because, they become fully absorbed in this, you can say, movie in front of them, Krishna and Balaram being dragged by calves. Now then, at that time, when that happened, they became aroused in spiritual bliss, they were fully equipoised in the transcendental ecstasy, known as distress in material affection. It's known as distress in material, but it's not really, because it's actually spiritual ecstasy. That's maybe how we can understand it. People would say, this is, it's distress, material affection, you are disturbed here in your household duties because your children are doing things, they're doing nonsense, one would say. Don't do that. First of all, you become dirty, then I have to bathe you again. The calves are dragging you around. It's dangerous. You may, who knows? There may be some stone on the how you say the floor, not the floor.
On the ground.
Huh? Ground. Thank you. On the ground, there may be some, sharp stone, and then you may become hurt. So I have all this problem with you because you are doing this. So there's a kind of distress in material affection.
And
that's a try.
And they are equiposed.
And they're equipoised because in transcendental ecstasy. So it's simultaneously one and different. What a wonderful philosophy. Isn't it?
Now, since I have the microphone, I hope no one minds, I have another thing I'm sort of wondering and marveling about, and that's from the previous verse.
Oh.
I'm trying to imagine small babies who are old enough to crawl, having fingers strong enough to hold on to a calf's tail sufficiently that the weight of their bodies will be dragged. And maybe those of you who are fathers and mothers can tell me whether this is plausible, or if we have to say, no, this is because they are the Supreme Lord, and therefore they are powerful, and so on.
Yeah, it's doubtful. Babies, if they're really small, they can't do that. Huh? Okay, well,
okay.
Yeah, I mean, we are not sure about the real age. Huh?
Okay.
I mean, they are crawling, but it's a good idea. They're trying to stand up, and those who have had babies, that's also very enjoyable. They hold on to something and they try to get up, and then they're standing like this, and then they fall over again. 1 year, 1.5 years, they try to do. They start to speak at that time. So, but anyway, because there's a Supreme Personality of God, they have no problem holding, a tail of a calf, for sure.
Thank you, Maharaj, for the class. But yeah, at this very stage, he is presenting the qualities of the Supreme Lord. Later on, when we see that he destroys all these demons, being still a baby boy,
baby,
he will destroy bigger,
yes,
way much bigger.
That's
so
right.
Yeah, I don't.
No, there's no problem.
I don't see. Not a problem that a baby can hold a calf and play with it.
Yeah. Like Trinavarta. I mean, and Krishna was just sitting on his shoulders and being carried in the air. Putana.
Exactly.
Shakatasura, all of these. No problem for the Lord. Huh? You throw any demon at him, he'll take care of it.
There's nothing stronger than him.
That's right.
Doesn't matter if he is a teeny tiny little kid or...
Right, so we've solved that problem. Anything else? Yes, we need mic. We should have actually two, no? But now, better one than none.
Thank you. I was thinking also when we love somebody, we want to touch, to give attention to the nature. Our nature is to give. So when they saw the cow who give them milk, they want to catch them like affection for touch them heart, because them senses are immediately awake.
Is that a question or a comment?
It's my comment.
Okay, thank you.
Because I was thinking at this subtlety between material life, where the materialists, they see a cow, they want the milk for make a benefit for themselves, but the spiritualist is more for play, and everybody see the light inside the sweetness of the movement.
Yeah. Well, still we take the milk. Mother Yashoda will also take the milk. There's some later on it will be described very interesting, which also may attract us. At least it attracts me, knowing that in the spiritual world there are milks of different flavors according to the type of grass the cows eat. And for sure there's unlimited varieties of flavors in different grasses on Govardhan and around and here and there and everywhere. You probably can have peppermint grass and chocolate grass and I mean, just the imagination goes in all kinds of flavors that we know in this world, which may be wonderful, but in the spiritual world, this and more. And it comes already incorporated into the milk, so you don't have to add an artificial flavor as we do in this world. It's already taken care of by the perfect spiritual energy of the Lord. I mean, yeah, we'll take the milk also. Cows are meant to give milk. So I'm not a vegan. Sorry for that.
I didn't think like that.
Anything else? Otherwise,
I didn't think like that.
Sorry, just a thought came in my mind that instead of that distress of material affection, do you think that the word maternal affection is appropriate?
Maternal?
Yeah.
Well, the maternal affection instead of material affection? Well, you mean to change that or?
No, just we in recent classes also.
Just as an expansion?
Yeah,
sure. I mean, they are mothers. So this kind of affection is motherly, maternal affection, sure. Yeah. Still, in the material world, this is called, or you can call it a material affection. That's what Prabhupada does, also to give us the difference. Transcendental ecstasy, known as the distress of material affection, that is what is puzzling this kind of sentence. But we try to, come to an understanding. Okay. So, can we stop? Because I have to do things. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Hare Krishna. Okay. So